The Amp Energy Racing Series 2014 season would hit Darlington for the AARO 200 for race number 8. The AAA pole award would go to Jeff Parshall in the 5, who has not had a great reputation in this series, definitely building it back up this season. He would start on the pole with Chad Lipinski following him in 3rd. Nicholas Hierski started on the outside pole. The 91 of Jack Walter 4th, and the 82 of Todd Kinsen, who has much experience at this racetrack, starting in the 5th position. Off turn number 2, it looks like Parshall is going to keep his lead, double file all the way down behind him and Lipinski, and down into turn number 3. Looks like he's going to keep it. Chad Lipinski gets a nose underneath him through 3 and 4. Off turn number 4, it's going to be a drag race to see who leads the first lap. However, that would go to Jeff Parshall in the 5, and he would not hold the lead as Chad Lipinski dips underneath him into turn number 1. Parshall looks like he slowed up a little bit on the outside groove. He'd fall back. Here's Alex Yates in the 1, who's running 4th. He started up near the front once again, has finally made his way into top 10 in the point standings. Definitely turning his season around. He's been strong all year, he just hasn't had the luck. Finally getting some of that good luck, and the 1 car becoming a regularity at the front of the field, and definitely moving his way through the point standings and continuing his great run so far here at Darlington. Todd Kinsen in the 82 finds his way in the lead, passing Chad Lipinski and taking Mario Lancer in the 27 with him. Lancer, outside of the top 30 in odor points, has not qualified for many races this year, but when he's in the field, it looks like he's always up at the front making a difference, but the luck definitely hasn't gone his way this year, and he's looking to change that here at Darlington. A win would mean so much for this team, who's gone through a lot the past couple of seasons, but he currently runs 2nd early on in this one, so a good sign for the Red Robin Pontiac, and definitely good showing from him. Jack Lucas Sampson was the last driver in the number 57 car to win, and that would have been right here at Darlington. Of course, Sampson passed away shortly after that season. David Lee Bibson reassumed the position in the 57, running a special decal for Sampson this weekend and looking to put that 57 car back in victory lane. Started 35th, currently running 28th, so he's slowly making progress through the field. We'll see how he fares tonight. Sean Donnelly in the 28 has gone around Mario Lancer for the lead, taking Will Legge in the 15 with him. Legge has not been at the front too much this year, but he's definitely at the front, obviously. In this one, he has his 2 teammates in the top 5 with him. Jalen Scranton in the 26, currently now 2nd, and Chad Lipinski 4th. It looks like he's going to take from Sean Donnelly in the 18. So Avoda Motorsports doing great this weekend, and that's something that they need, as here's their most struggling driver, Jalen Scranton in the Dollar General Buick, passing his teammate, taking Mike Oppenheimer with him, who has been not too good lately, and the 99 has fallen way back in points, and good showing from him so far in this one early on here in the AARO 200. Legge would reassume the top position, taking Nick Dawson in the 22 with them, and Nicholas Hierski, 2 rookies, behind the 15. So Dawson and Hierski both have not had the best of seasons. They're outside of the top 30 in owner points, but Dawson making the most of this start as he's taking the lead away from Will Legge, and the Tabasco Pontiac has assumed the top position early on in the AARO 200. Our point leader Nate Smith started way in the back once again. His qualifying runs have not been good at all this year, but he's definitely had the finishes to obviously put him in the point lead, so he's once again running strong as he's up in the top 20 already, and started 41st, I believe, in that Arizona Pontiac, and the 83 car looking to keep that slim points lead he has as Sean Donnelly rides the wall off turn number 4, and it's going to be another spot gain for Smith. Here's Hierski taking the lead away from Dawson, but Sean Glossum, who hasn't won since 2009, the first race of 2009 at Daytona was Glossum's last win, so that's 5 years since he's been to victory lane, has struggled the past couple years, and here he is taking the lead. It's not often we see the 09 at the front of the field, so this is a good sign for KGI, as Glossum's been their worst car all year. The 82 of Todd Kinsen gets hooked off turn number 2 by Alan Reeds, who's made his way into the 3rd position. But it looks like this is actually going to hurt Reeds, as Reeds is stuck on the outside lane, and that'll be a good battle for 2nd. David Lee Bibson has found his way in the 7th position, and a great run for him. Remember, he started 35th, up to 7th already, and this maybe is a sign of progress for that team, as he's just on the bubble of the owner points standings, and that's his teammate Jerry Richardson outside of it, so they at least want to have one car who will be consistently in the races. Casey Lester currently sitting second in points. He runs fourth in that number 87 car. Very consistent all years. Here he is going for second on Todd Kinsen in the 82. Smacked the outside wall, and he's going to try to run down Sean Glossom. So two Fords at the top of the field. And this one is the Aflac Ford. We continue to look behind him. He currently sits second. David Lee Bibson hit the wall a little bit, and he's going to be falling back a bit here in that number 57, as I think he hit it again right there off turn number 4. Unfortunate for him, as he was finally moving his way up through the field up to the 6th spot, and Lancer's going to put him in the wall. I don't know if he cut down on him or not, but that's odd. And he can't get off of it now. There he goes. Finally gets off the wall. And down the back straightaway, he's going to lose a bunch of spots. And there's Chad Lipinski running into him. He spins around. And this is going to bring out the caution. Tim Averill gets into him as well. And this is going to start a massive pile up. Oh boy. Let's take a look at Averill. Averill, just nowhere to go for him as he spins and collects Greg Sauer. And Justin Pisani in there. Mike Oppenheimer down the racetrack. He goes into Kenny Gerald's. More wrecking as Clyde Lattinger piled in there. Herb Cilantro, our pole sitter Jeff Parshall is in there as well. Pretty massive pile up. Only a couple cars would retire, however. Here's Jack Walter getting spun around. Let's go on board Clyde Lattinger in the 04, making his first start in a while. Smoke ahead. Doesn't look like he's slowing down at all, and runs into Justin Pisani, who just got his car straightened out. And more cars pile into him, as that would be it for Lattinger, as he's obviously had an awful season, last in points, and finally making that next start. Here he is in the helicopter cam. You can see everyone just piles in. Oppenheimer, there's Jacobs, there's Carter in that new 39 scheme, Lochner in there as well, Trout. Let's go on board the 2009 champion, Justin Pisani. He hits Lipinski, spins it around. Maybe he can keep going, maybe. And he gets hit again, so that will do it for him. And he's had a bad string of races lately. He was the point leader early on, and he's going to fall back. He might even fall back outside the top 10 in points after that one. Under the yellow, Sean Glossom would bring his 09 into the pits, and the whole field would follow. As you see, basically the whole field in first stops, and coming off pit road, the running order stays basically the same. Barry Juvenile snuck his way up into third in the 52. That rookie has been nothing short of fantastic so far this season, running very well in that Keith Davis team. And on the restart, lap 51, it would once again obviously be Glossom leading. Jason Miller in the 7 runs fourth. He's struggled all year. This is, I think, his third start this season in that number 7 car. He was in that Boston wreck, and that was the last time I think we've seen him in the series, as making the most of this start, running fourth in the number 7 for Silver Green Racing. Casey Lester underneath Barry Juvenile there. Juvenile slides up the racetrack, and Juvenile is going to lose a bunch of positions. There's Nate Smith, who snuck his way into the 5th position, our point leader, and wow, that's quite a run he had. It started 41st and making his way up into the top 5 now. Here's Casey Lester going for the lead on Glossom just a couple laps later. It doesn't look like he's going to get it once again. Very hard to pass, as turns 1 and 2 are very fast this weekend. Lots of grip on the racetrack. Jason Miller getting underneath Casey Lester for second, and this number 7 Monster Energy Dodge finds his way in the top 2 for the first time all season. It looks like Alan Reeds is hot on his tail, and the 19 car, who's been very hot since his Willow Point win, is just continuing to run well. And the Sam Davids Racing cars, the 19 and 96, both in the top 10 in points. Great year for them so far, as Nate Smith, there's the point leader, running third now. And that number 83 at South Boston, the 83 could have won, had his teammate take it away from him, looking for some revenge maybe. And well, that wouldn't happen right here, as the 83 falls up into the top groove and loses several positions. Jonathan Ringer finds his way into third. Alex Yates has snuck back into fourth, and Nicholas Hayerski having a great run and 5th, and that looks like Carson Crompton having a quiet run in 7th. Keith Davis, yes, that is Keith Davis in 6th, also with a quiet run. As we see Ringer slip up a little bit. Here's Alan Reeds in the 19, who has caught Sean Glossum in the 09. Glossum has been the class of the field so far in this one, the only car that can really hold a lead for a while. And Reeds hot on his tail, looks underneath him but could not get it done. And eventually, a couple laps later, he'd look once again but can't get it done. 19 doing everything possible but passing him, and the whole field obviously catching up behind them. And here we go, lap 63. Todd Bradshaw very slow after that wreck, and the leaders have caught him already. Just 12 laps after the restart, they'd actually pass him with ease. And here we go, finally. The 19, nope, once again, Glossum shuts the door. The 19 cannot get it done. Nicholas Hierski up the racetrack. This allows Keith Davis to sneak into 3rd. Carson Crompton now looking underneath for that position. Crompton's been great all year. Won at South Boston, obviously. Could have won at McKinley. And finished 16th, however. He led the most laps at McKinley, but could not get the job done. Here we go, once again. Todd Bradshaw going a lap down in this green flag run, lap 94. Underneath goes Glossum. Once again, they clear him with ease. Lap traffic not really that much of an issue so far in this one. And Glossum, Reeds, Crompton, and Lester all get around him fairly easily as Lester has made his way back into the 3rd position. Hot on Alan Reeds' tail. And the top 4 have broken away from the field. Jimmy Cohen in 5th. Very quiet run for him as well, as we haven't really talked about him all year. Finally, Alan Reeds will get around the 09 of Sean Glossum and trying to take Casey Lester with him in that number 87. Looks like he was going to. Alex Jates in the 1 car. Glossum's teammate now goes for 3rd, and it looks like he will do it. You see no one behind Glossum. They have no threat. So the top 4 will stay in the top 4 at least until we see green flag pit stops. 2 KGI cars, the 1 in the 09. Great run for that team as we see Casey Lester underneath Alan Reeds for the lead. Lester, he just gets the fender underneath him. That will do it for the 19. He's going to fall back at probably a 4th. Yep, Jates flying underneath him now. And the 09 has found his way back into the lead as Casey Lester rubs against the wall off turn number 2. Lester's now going to fall back to the 4th position. Some great racing at the front of the field here at Darlington in this long green flag run. Only 1 yellow thus far. And this is great for the drivers. They get to duke it out on the racetrack. Lap 94, we have caught lap traffic. Michael Carter in the 39. That's Cody Lochner in the 34. And Jalen Scranton, don't know what happened to him. He is way back in the field now. And the 09, 19, and 1 have broken away from the field. Lap 96, green flag stops are going to occur. Alan Reeds leads the first batch in. Sean Glossum comes in on lap 97. He leads the next batch in. This would give the lead to Tyler Diefer in the 20. Diefer running a different pit strategy than all these guys. Comes in a couple laps later. He comes in and that gives the lead to Ricardo Blanco in the 08. The rookie having another solid run, currently in the top 10 in points. He eventually pits, and this gives the lead to Alan Reeds in the 19, who has a fairly big lead over the, I believe it's the 1 of Alex Jates. Yes, the 1 of Alex Jates. The 09 of Sean Glossum, hot on his tail. And these two have a lot of catching up to do if they want to make this a battle for the win. And Tyler Diefer currently sitting 4th. He is way behind these guys. And then Mario Lancer is not too far behind Diefer, but still obviously way behind the top 3. Lap 111, Jates and Glossum have caught Alan Reeds in the 19. 129 laps in this one, so you know it's getting late when you hit 111. And the 1 car, the 09 and the 19, are the 3 who are going to duke it out for the win. As Sean Glossum gets around the 1 car now. And lap traffic not playing too much of a factor here. Jason Miller actually causing a little bit of problems for Alan Reeds and now Alex Jates. So Glossum's going to get a couple car length lead here. And that looks like Keith Davis in the 88 as well. So into turn number 3. Yep, that's going to be a pretty sizable lead for Glosson, but that would eventually vanish as here's Alex Jates getting underneath the 09, taking the 19 with him. Just like South Boston, we have 3 guys all battling for the win, and Jates is now the new leader as these guys continue to trade spots. The 1, 09, and 19, that's 2 Fords, 2 teammates actually. The 1 and the 09 are both teammates, and then Alan Reed's in the 19 in a Buick. A couple laps later, Reed's looking for the lead, does not take it, and eventually does. A couple laps later, as they get into each other just a little bit, and underneath goes Reed's. Glosson trying to follow suit, and Jalen Scranton definitely playing a bit of a pick there, and obviously not what his intention is. Nowhere to go for Alex Jates, but Scranton completely holding both of them up. Eventually the 09 would get to the 19 with just 2 laps to go. Off turn number 2, looks like he's got him, and down the back straightaway the 09 is the new leader with 2 laps to go as they round turn 4 coming to the white flag. The battle for 4th has heated up as well. Mario Lancer gets around the 20 of Tyler Diefer, and here comes Sean Glosson with 1 lap to go. Alan Reed's hot on his tail. Glosson trying to go to victory lane for the first time in 5 years. Again, his last win was Daytona, the first race in 2009. Cody Lochner in front of him, holding him up just a little bit. Alan Reed's all over the back bumper of the 09. Underneath they go of the 711 Ford of Cody Lochner. Through 3 and 4, Reed's is right there. Off turn number 4. Doesn't look like Reed's is going to have enough, and Sean Glosson finally visits victory lane once again. He wins the AARO 200 at Darlington. A fantastic race, only 1 caution, but still very exciting finish. All 3, Alex Jates actually fell off a little bit. He was 1 second behind these 2, but nonetheless a great finish, great race at Darlington. Sean Glosson takes the win, his first since 2009. Alan Reed's finished his second, just behind the 09. Reed's looking for his 2nd win of the year, just short, still a great run for him. Alex Jates finishes 3rd, another solid run for that team. Mario Lancer, great run for him, 4th. Tyler Diefer, 5th, that's the highest finishing Renesi car this weekend. Jimmy Cohen, solid run in 6th. Mac DiCario, I'm not sure we even mentioned his name once all race, he finishes 7th. Casey Lester, another solid run for him, very consistent so far this year. He finishes 8th. Carson Crompton, another solid run for him as well, finishes 9th. And Jonathan Ringer, who has not had the best of years so far, but he finishes 10th, 25 seconds behind. As you see the margins of victory there, Mario Lancer 6.66 seconds behind. It's kind of creepy. But anyway, to the point standings, Nate Smith has a 3-point lead over Casey Lester now. Nate Smith finished 13th in this one, so that was enough to keep his point lead. Mac DiCario 3rd, Blanco 4th, Alex Jates up to 5th, Alan Reed's moves his way up to 6th, Barry Juveno falls to 7th, Carson Crompton has moved his way to 8th, Justin Bazzani actually doesn't fall out of the top 10 after that run. He is in 9th. He's got to get stuff turned around if he wants a shot at this championship. Keith Davis has fallen back to 10th, just 196 points behind, so anybody's still up for it. Next race, undetermined, but we do know it'll be a road course, so stay tuned.